Hey everyone, John Hartley, and I'm here with today's mail. Been waiting on this one for a while because I've wanted to do a video on one of my favorite things that I collect, and that's early commemoratives. So this is my latest one. It is 1920 Maine early commemorative $50. Oh, I wish it didn't have all this writing on it so you could see it. Let me take it out of there for you. If I don't cut myself. All right. Oh yeah. That's good. All right. This one looks better in person than it did in pictures. That thing is nice. This is one of the early commemoratives, 1920. The majority of them were made in, what, 26? But this is going to be a nice addition to the type album. Set that aside and we'll take a look at my early commemoratives. I took them out of the album so they'd be easier to see. And they are in chronological order, except for the slabbed ones. This is the 1893 Columbian Exposition. They put a bunch of these out, and even though it's the first one, you can find a good example pretty cheap. Unlike this one, same exposition, but this is an Isabella quarter. This one was done by a ladies group that wanted a commemorative as well, and much fewer of these exist, and therefore they're expensive. This is a circulated example because I can't afford a better one. 1916 McKinley, $1 gold. I love this coin. That's the smallest coin I own. (1918) Illinois, with Abraham Lincoln on there. Love this eagle. I've mentioned it before that we have so many great eagles on American coinage, and so many that are that were never used. But that's a nice one. The 1920 Pilgrim doesn't have much luster, but that's what you get collecting coins like this. If you have a lot of money, you can find the best ones. This one doesn't have much circulation, but it's probably been cleaned, so it no longer has any luster. Speaking of luster, is Alabama from 1921. Beautiful coin. And another eagle very similar to the last. Not the last, but the Illinois. Very similar. This 21 Alabama is one of my favorites. Missouri, 1921 as well. Nice artwork there. Some guy trying to tell an Indian where to go. That's a switch. And this one, 1922 image of some Yankee. This Grant does not have a star. If you don't, the stars are, for some reason, we'll put on some of them. So I guess sort of like a privy mark, we would call it nowadays. I really don't know why, but I like the trees in the cabin on the reverse of this one. This one also doesn't have much luster left. 1923 Monroe Doctrine. Not the greatest example, but the artwork on this one is interesting. It's North and South America stylized as two ladies. Well, I don't know if they're ladies. They might just be women. But that's a very cool design. 1925 Lexington Concord. Again, a lack of luster, but still not a horrible example. The wear points on this one are supposed to be that line in the middle of the old belfry, and it's hard to tell, especially with this coin not having much luster, how much wear it actually has. So here's a Stone Mountain. Again, not the greatest Stone Mountain, but I got this one, as I remember, not too bad of a price, so that's probably why I settled. When I find a better one, I'll probably trade it out. 1926. Let's see if I can say the word this time. Sesquicentennial. 150 years, basically, of the United States. These were known to have very weak strikes. And this is one of them that has a weak strike. I'd like to find a better example. This one had a sister coin, which I've shown you before. Another beautiful coin. Liberty there. This is a MS-62 Independence Hall. I skipped over one. These are separate. This is the first coin I ever sent in to be graded myself. And it came back as an AU-58. And I asked them where in the world is it worn. You see it's got some nice toning on the bottom there. And they said in the elbow and knee joints of the bear. Now, I doubt y'all can see too much on video, but inspecting this up close under magnification, I can't tell that it's worn at all. Started to send it back and get it re-slabbed and see if it would go higher, but not yet. And sorry for the delay, something caught my eye. One of my favorite coins of all time. I love this Indian. Just a beautiful design. The Indian itself, I'm not crazy about the continent or the country behind, but still, the Indian with his hand facing towards the east as if, hey, stop, we don't need you. And that's what he was trying to stop, the wagon trains. Oregon Trail. Oh. Texas, 1934. Another coin with very little luster. Not much wear, but and a pretty design, but lack of luster. Daniel Boone, 1935. Not bad artwork on that. Don't know where the tail to his coonskin hat is. That artwork's a little bit cartoonish to me, but not bad. Another nice coin, California Pacific Expo, 1935, San Francisco. Nice design on that one. Here's a 1936 Cleveland. Interesting design. $1936, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Some politician got his face on a coin, Carter glass. And I love this design as well. Kind of reminds me of the lady on the sesquicentennial gold. What do y'all think? All right, 1936, Long Island. Not much luster there. A number of ships were on the early commemorative reverses. 1936, South Carolina. It's actually this is a Columbia, which is South Carolina's capital. Got the old and the new State House in the background behind Justice. And the funniest looking palmetto tree I've ever seen in my life. But maybe they were going for some Art Deco type of look. Another bear, Oakland Bay Bridge, 1936, San Francisco. The coin seems to have a little bit more luster on the reverse than it does on the obverse. That's the Oakland Bay Bridge. These were sold, I believe, in the toll booths. Helped pay for the bridge. Let's see here. This is the second one I sent in. 1946, Iowa. The second and the last one I've ever sent in to NGC. Both the ones that I sent into NGC were in the last year. And this one came back in MS-63. And I was, again, baffled until I showed it to someone. I shared a picture of it with somebody who knew these things, and there are hairlines on it that you can't see, that I can't see with the naked eye. So, a bad taste in my mouth for NGC after that, but yeah, I'm not the expert they are, so I just have to take what they say. This is a Bridgeport, Barnum, P.T. Barnum was, I guess he was from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Now that's an eagle. Definitely an Art Deco type. This coin would look a lot better if I took it out of this old holder, this rattler. But I feel that a rattler kind of adds to the coin. I don't know. Y'all let me know what your opinions are. The last two are basically the last two of the early commemoratives. The early commemoratives was kind of the same thing that we're going through now. You know, anybody, seems like anybody can talk to a senator or congressman, whoever starts these things, and can get their own commemorative coin. And if you'll look in the Red Book, look in 1926 and see how many commemorative coins were put out in 1926. Bunches of them. So that kind of, I guess, this is the last one ever. 1952 Washington Carver. Easy to find these in good shape. They're plentiful. But this was the last commemorative to come out until 1982, when they started it back up. So my path to collecting all of the early commemoratives is one more step complete, but alas, I fear it will never be complete because some of these are so expensive. But I like the new edition. Y'all let me know what you think. And I'll put these back in the album. Throw this one in a flip and put it back as well. So let me know what you think about those, and until next time, I'm 10-4.